Okay, now what's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. You know, it's your boy V Dollar back in today's video. Now, what's good? It's been a long time without uploading any video here. So today we are going to be basically doing a breakdown. You guys understand that we have actually been trading indices a lot these days. We've been trading US30 and sometimes US oil. So in today's video, we are going to be doing a weekly breakdown on US30 so we can really see what's going to happen this week. And along that, we shall also analyze some pairs, maybe GBP, JPY, and gold. So if you guys like the video, please consider smashing the like button for YouTube algorithm, and you can also subscribe to join this growing community. You can also join our main Telegram channel. The link is in the description below, so we can always keep in touch. You know, we have free setups always coming in there. So let's slide into the breakdown. Alright, now we are going to be doing some analysis on US30. Now we are going to be using the top to down analysis, basically the multiple time frames, starting from bigger time frames, identifying our key levels, and then scaling down to the smaller time frames. Okay, so let's get started straight away. So we are on the H4 already. You guys can see that clearly, so we can either start from the H4 or the daily. Okay, so on the H4 now we are going to see what the overall trend is, and then basically the key levels. So we can clearly see that it's a clear downtrend, like you guys can see in here. So you can see we are shooting down, coming for pullback, pushing down, coming for pullback, pushing down, coming for pullback, you know, basically breaking the previous lower lows. Okay, you see that clearly. This was broken to form this, this was broken to form this, and this was broken to form this. So what would our expectation be? So we expected this to break below, at least to hit around here, right, initially, but that didn't happen. So let's see now what happened exactly. So due to the fact that it's a downtrend, so we clearly need to see, okay, now at this point I can see that we had a very good pullback up to this level here, and see that we bounced off from the trend line and we had to push back up to here. Okay, so we pushed up to this trend line. So of course we expected again to push down to this trend line here, right? This sort of a push. Okay, let me try to use this rather. So you guys understand that we expected a move of this sort, for pullback, and then push up to this trend line, either break below, because we would have to break this previous level, but this didn't happen. Rather, what we saw this time around was we pushed up again now to come and retest, as you can see. Okay, there we go. So you can see, instead of breaking below up to this level, we rather pushed up to break that trend line and then came back for a retest on the trend line. Now we started an upward move, right? Okay, now that's good. So we can realize that we have been in an upward push. It's like you guys can see in here, boom 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 to the upside, up to this level. Now we need to see if this level could have been a key level. So we are going to see if we had this marked out already. So let me try to adjust this horizontal line up to our level where we saw the resistance. Boom, there we go. So we can see if it could have been valid. Not actually. We can only see that we only have this point. We can only see that we have this. Okay, we only have this. Okay, this, oh, this, you know, basically it's sort of a key level too. Okay, that's okay. So what we can see is, we can see that when we started up an upward push, we reached this point and then had to bounce down below. Now the bearish momentum was really too huge. As you guys can see, we had big red candlesticks forming, meaning the seller's momentum was really too huge. Now at this point, what we expect is, we expect the selling pressure to keep on up to some level around here. we expect a selling pressure to keep on at least up to some level here. So we had our first level marked out. We can mark this out first. We can also mark out this. Boom, there we go. So so it basically means that we expect at least ourselves to push down here, maybe come back for a pullback. Actually, at this point, what we can see is we have a pullback first. So we have a pullback coming up. So we are going to have to push up a little bit, because as we are going to scale down on smaller time frames and see, you guys will clearly see this. So we are going to have a pullback to the upside a little bit, and because we had a push already, we had a big push to the downside already. So you guys understand that every time we have a momentum push, we have to get a pullback, right? You guys know that. And then we shall push down, probably to break this level, and then come back for a retest. You guys get that? And then push down. Now, we may not confirm this at this point. So what we need to do is we need to scale down to smaller time frames, so we can really see, okay, it's a downtrend. Could this be the same thing that is actually happening? So let's try scaling down to H1, so we can see. Now you guys can clearly see that we are on the H1 and we are currently on a pullback. So this is a pullback. Remember, like I always say, every time we're in a push to the downside, we have to see these pullbacks happening. Now when pullbacks happen, we expect a momentum gain at the end of the pullback. Just like at this point here, we would expect many sellers coming in and boom, to push ourselves down and come back for a pullback, you know, push even more down, basically just like that. So it's the same thing here that has happened, that is going to happen. We came down to push down, and then we came back for a little pullback, pushed down to break the previous level, came back for a pullback, pushed down to break the previous level, came back for a pullback. So at this point, we expect ourselves to come back for a pullback first. Either way, we could have these levels marked out. Okay, these two levels marked out, and then what we have to do is to wait patiently. Okay, we need to wait patiently, scale down to M15, and then keep watching. You need to keep watching these moves until the pullback is done, so we can get our trade in. Okay, so basically for US30, what I'm going to be looking at, I'm going to be looking for selling opportunities after the pullback is done. When the pullback is done, I'll have some great sellers pressure coming in, so I'll definitely also have to scale in. But for now, what we can see is we have a good pullback that is actually going to push up. Now maybe a quick question here is, someone could ask, could I take a buy at this point? Now due to the fact that this is a pullback in a downtrend, you could take a buy, but this buy isn't a good one because the overall trend is the downside, and you never need to go against the trend. Okay, that's really so important. So what I would recommend is you need to wait patiently, wait for the trade to wait for the setup to clearly show up, and boom, get in. Okay, so let's go to GBP JPY so we can really see what's happening on GBP JPY too. Okay, there we go. Again, we need to start from bigger time frames. Let me go ahead and delete all these drawings. We have been in a consolidating state. No big move, no nothing, but we could still see what we expect. So we can go ahead and draw just a little trend line around here. Let's start from this one from above. Okay, there we go. So we can now adjust this to at least have a maximum number of touches. So we could have a first touch being this, second, third, basically just like that. And then we can also draw one this side down. We could have one around here. Okay, to adjust this around here. Good. Let's consider this. Boom. There we go. Okay. Now we need to see what's going to be happening. So as you can see, we shoot up this way, right? And then all of a sudden we are forming this sort of a pattern. So basically this is what we have. Okay, sorry, just trying to illustrate something real quick here. Okay, that's basically what we have at this point. This is called a bullish peanut. So what we would expect is we could expect ourselves pushing up, okay, to break this trend line. Now after breaking the trend line, we have to wait for a retest, okay, for a retest, and then we shall ride our move to the upside. So basically we would need to get our targets around here, okay, around here, then place a stop loss around, you know, a given number of pips below. I let's look at 20 to 25 pips, and then we shall be able to get in. So let's just scale down to the H1 so we can see. Either way, on the other hand, you could start the move from around here actually, because we are bouncing off the trend line already. So what we need to see is we need to see a good push to the upside. At the moment we can see that we have broken the trend line to the downside, but our overall move should be to the upside. So what we need to do is we need to wait patiently and wait for our setup to formulate so we can actually be able to slide in. Okay, now basically that's what I had for you guys in today's breakdown. I'm going to still share the same setups when our trades show up in our main Telegram channel. The link is in the description below. You can be part of us. We keep these markets literally daily. So I'll see you in another video. I'm out.